Welcome back to Inside the Boardroom. We've got White Gold here again, specifically Dylan Langille, VP of Exploration. Now, if you guys remember, White Gold controls roughly 40% of the emerging White Gold district in the Yukon. Dylan, welcome back to our program.
Hi, thank you again for having me on.
Now, of course, I understand there's new drilling at the Golden Saddle Zone that we want to focus on today. What's in the news right now for the company?
Yeah, so we just put out a press release. It's our first drill results from the 2025 exploration season. And the big highlight is that we've successfully intersected mineralization in the main zone, as well as the Footwall breccia zone. So the big numbers that came out were from the main zone. We had 7 grams per ton over 50.2 meters right through the main zone. And then lower down in the Footwall zone, we hit 6.89 grams per ton over 3 meters. It's an exciting intercept as it's higher grade than we had initially anticipated. If you look up dip and down dip from this hole, both previous intercepts were around 3 to 4 grams per ton. So this one is almost double that. So it's exciting to suggest that maybe the high-grade core of the Golden Saddle deposit is more robust and continuous than we previously thought. So it's a great first step in seeing results from the 2025 exploration drilling.
Well, do you think that this could mark a new mineralized corridor within Golden Saddle?
I think the Footwall breccia, as we continue to get results back from this year's drilling, will certainly shape up a new mineralization panel. It was previously drilled. However, there's a lot of spacing to be explored in that historic drilling. So this is kind of the first step in quantifying what that mineralization will look like, both in open pit resource, but also down the road as potential for underground mining as well.
And we can also read that you've hit mineralization in the hanging wall. Talk to us first about what hanging wall is in the first place, why it's geologically significant, why it's worth mentioning, and how it could influence the overall resource model going forward.
Yeah, so the results from the hanging wall, which resides just up the hole from the main zone, as that it intersected 0.75 grams per ton over 3 meters. So not high grade like the main zone in the Footwall, but it's a very shallow resource within the pit. So it's exciting because it'll convert any waste into ore, and it'll help improve the economics of the open pit. It'll help with your strip ratio. But when we set out this year at the beginning of 2025 with our exploration program, we identified some opportunities in the hanging wall because there was unassayed drill core from previous year's drilling. This is confirmation that we need to go back and sample some of that drilling to make our mineralization wireframes more continuous. So it's an exciting initial step in the hanging wall as well.
Well, there is more news coming, specifically 4 more holes pending, 2 from Golden Saddle, as well as 2 from ARC as well. What do you think investors, could be watching for as these results come in the next few weeks to months?
Well, we hope to see similar results that we've seen in this initial drill hole. The 2 Golden Saddle holes yet to come out will again pierce all 3 zones. They both go through the hanging wall, through the main zone and into the Footwall, testing it deeper as we step back away from that first hole. And it looks to make an extension on that high-grade hanging wall zone. So visually, from what we've seen from the core, everything looks good. It looks similar to the first hole. But of course, we have to wait for the results to quantify everything.
And I briefly mentioned the Agnico Eagle at the top, but I'm curious how their backing is shaping, your work as you continue to lead exploration there.
Yeah, we always keep communication lines open with Agnico, give them frequent updates, and they always have their technical team step in and offer any of their recommendations as well. I think they're going to be excited or are excited to have seen these results and what it could mean as we continue to drill out these deposits more extensively. And now that we have a full budget for next year, I think that it's exciting. We'll have the ability to really test all 4 of these deposits and how extensive that mineralization really is.
And you're working towards a preliminary economic assessment, a PEA. What are the next key steps to reach or get to that milestone, other than, of course, all the drilling work?
Yeah, so we began the preliminary economic work this summer. We hand-selected representative holes from all 4 deposits and collected that material to provide to our consultants who will do all the appropriate work, the metallurgical test work, the engineering work, the design work, and put together an economic study for this property. And we're excited for those results to come out. We anticipate that those will be released in the first half of 2026.
Okay. Well, we're going to pin it there for now, Dylan. Thank you very much for joining us again.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. CEO.ca/WGO is where you can go to see what the community is saying about the company's activity and more. Thanks for watching.